Please don't joke with me. The words slipped out of Ethan's mouth before he could stop them, his voice cracking slightly under disbelief. The woman standing in front of him, elegant, powerful, and breathtaking, wasn't someone who belonged in his small, struggling world. Yet here she was, looking at him like he was the only man in the room. It didn't make sense. Why would someone like her, a millionaire CEO whose name people whispered with admiration, care about a poor single dad barely holding his life together? He wanted to walk away, but her eyes, sincere, almost trembling, told him this wasn't a joke. And that was exactly what scared him the most. Ethan Gray's life had never been about luxury or luck. Every morning began before sunrise, packing lunches for his 8-year-old son Noah, getting him ready for school, and then rushing to his double shift at a small auto repair shop. The smell of grease clung to his hands, and the ache in his shoulders was constant, but it was honest work. His only goal was to give Noah a better life, one that didn't include the kind of hunger and humiliation he'd grown up with. It was a rainy Monday when she first walked into his life. Ethan was bent under the hood of a car when a voice, calm yet commanding, asked, "Excuse me, could you help me?" He looked up, wiping his hands on a rag, and froze. Standing there in a white blouse, pencil skirt, and high heels completely out of place in a mechanic's shop, was Emma Carter, CEO of Carter Enterprises. He'd seen her face on billboards and in news articles. A woman like that didn't belong here. Her luxury car had broken down just outside town, and she had refused to call a driver. "I wanted to handle it myself for once," she said with a faint smile. Ethan found her honesty refreshing. As he worked, she stayed nearby, asking about his tools, about cars, even about his son when she noticed a photo taped to his toolbox. There was no arrogance in her voice, just curiosity, something genuine, something real. When she came back a few days later, Ethan assumed it was coincidence. But coincidences don't happen 3 times in a week. She brought coffee for both of them, saying she just happened to be nearby. Each visit chipped away at the invisible wall between their worlds. She laughed at his dry jokes, and he found himself smiling more than he had in years. Noah adored her too. She brought him small gifts, books, and once even helped with his school project, sitting on their worn-out living room floor like she'd done it 1,000 times. Still, Ethan knew where the line was drawn. He wasn't naive. "People like you don't fall for people like me," he told her once, trying to protect both of them from heartbreak. But Emma's gaze softened. "Maybe people like me have been looking for someone like you all along," she said quietly. Her words lingered long after she left, haunting him in the best and worst ways. Weeks passed, and their bond grew deeper. But when rumors began to spread, photos of Emma spotted near Ethan's neighborhood, whispers in the business world, everything turned cold. Emma's board questioned her judgment. Her assistant warned her that her reputation was at stake. "You're risking your empire for a mechanic," they sneered. Yet Emma didn't flinch. She'd built her empire alone, she could defend it too. What she couldn't stand was losing someone who made her feel human again. The real test came when Ethan's shop was suddenly hit with false legal complaints and inspections. It was clear someone was targeting him, trying to make him look unworthy. He was humiliated, angry, and afraid, not for himself, but for Noah. "I told you this would happen," he said bitterly one night when Emma tried to comfort him. "People like me don't belong in your world. You should go back where you belong." But Emma didn't move. Instead, she took his hands in hers, soft, clean, and warm against his rough, calloused fingers. "You belong with me," she whispered. "Not because of what you have, but because of who you are." He wanted to believe her. But when he saw the tabloids calling him the poor mechanic who trapped the CEO, he broke. He stopped answering her calls, stopped letting her visit Noah. He went silent, trying to protect her from the damage his presence had caused. Months went by. Winter came, and Ethan's shop shut down due to financial pressure. He started working nights at a warehouse, hiding his pain from his son. Until one day, Noah came running home from school holding a flyer. "Dad, Miss Emma's company is hiring people for the new community center." Ethan didn't plan to go. But Noah begged him, saying Emma had built the center in their town, the very same town she used to visit him in. When he arrived, he saw her on stage, giving a speech about second chances, her voice trembling slightly when she said, "Sometimes, success means remembering who you were before the world told you to forget." Their eyes met across the crowd. She walked toward him without hesitation, ignoring the cameras, the whispers, the judgment. Ethan, she said, standing inches from him, please, don't joke with me this time. I'm not here as a CEO. I'm here as a woman who loves you. He stared at her, speechless. The world around them blurred. All the fear, the pride, the pain, it melted away. He realized then that she hadn't fallen for his circumstances, she'd fallen for his heart. And he had been running from the very thing he needed most, love that saw past everything. When he finally spoke, his voice was steady. Then I guess it's my turn to stop being afraid. The crowd erupted in applause as Emma smiled through tears, pulling him close. For the first time, Ethan didn't feel small, or poor, or unworthy. He just felt alive. Months later, photos of the two of them surfaced again, not in gossip columns, but on the front page of a local magazine titled Love Beyond Status, the CEO who chose heart over wealth. And as Noah watched them laughing together in their tiny backyard, he whispered softly, guess fairy tales do come true after all. Because sometimes, the richest hearts are found in the poorest places, and the most powerful love stories begin with the simplest words, please, don't joke with me.